Yay! Hello, everybody. Yay! Monday, 5:01 p.m. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Correct Wing Weekly. What episode is it? 15? Something like that? I don't remember, guys. I got banned from Twitter the other day, so I don't have access to my DMs. Just struggling out here. Oh, I got my wrong Twitter handle on there. I got to redo it. Hang on. While we're doing this, banners. See if I can edit it in real time. I got to hide it, and I'll edit it. I have no Twitter. Wink, wink. I have no Twitter, guys. I totally have not respawned in the last 24 hours. Totally, completely, guys. What's up? How's it going? To the haters, the losers, the lurkers, the listeners, my people's brethren. Hope all is well on this fine and dandy afternoon. Talking about Paul Pelosi today. Talking other general political things. We go over to the comments so I can see you people in the live chat. What's up? Horatius, Luciano, Major Victory, and James Wolf. Luciano says, hi, Frank. Hello, I am Frank today. Gringo Frank, Bargain Bin Frank, Futuristic, Faux Pas Frank. Hope all is well. I played on Frank's prayer stream this morning. It was a fantastic time. I'm here on Mondays at 5 p.m. We switched the time up last week from Wednesdays forever until today, Monday. Totally and completely and absolutely do not have a Twitter anymore. Hello, Irene over there. It's kind of cool stuff today. We have a guest, actually. Let's bring up his information on the screen. I'll give the guy a little intro, and we'll talk about it. His name is Paul Jacob Evans. He is a 2A supporter, an NRA instructor, a firearms researcher. You know, I got to talk to this guy about how to research me back into being able to buy another firearm. Who walked away from the Holly Weird insanity. Give a warm welcome to PJ Evans in the building. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys, let me know. We had to set up some new microphones and equipment and stuff like that, so let me know if you can or cannot hear PJ. He's my friend IRL, an in real life friend. He's in here in-house, and I met PJ about a year and a half ago when I moved out here. We shared a drink at the bar. We bonded over politics, and he's been on the show a couple times. So, how you doing?
Yeah, real good.
Yeah.
We bonded pretty good. That lot of drinking and ended up creating a scene.
Yeah, I mean, it
was good.
I will say we did all jokes aside.
Kind of ran some people off. It was great.
We did create a scene when I said that we were going to the Trump rally.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I was just so sick of it. I was just like, dude, I'm so tired.
Like the self-censoring, right?
I was just like, no. I was like, I love Donald Trump. He's frankly the best. So yeah. So PJ and I have similar backgrounds. We're both. Would you call yourself an artist? I mean, you have an acting background. Yeah, you would, right? Yeah, you do a lot of other things as well. But I'm an artist from DC, and you're an artist that was living in LA. We both
voluntarily moved out there to live in all of it. Yeah,
that's what I did too. You know what? The thing is, I actually almost moved to LA as well. My buddy had to talk me out of it. It was in 2009. Like I bought in full scale. I read all these,
cash all your chips in.
Yeah, I read a bunch of like music biographies and things like that. And I was like, I want to make it in LA. But little did I know that the LA scene was, I mean, that probably dried up in the late 90s or something like that. But I'd read books and I was like young and stupid and all that. So I almost
let's go do it.
Yeah. And he's like, dude, don't do it. He's like, do not do it. No, DePape did not die. You know that's the guy's name. The guy that.
David.
No, someone's like said R.I.P. Like, no, DePape did not have insider information leading to the arrest of Hillary Clinton. No. So yeah, I mean, we'll put your. So first of all, we have. You've been on the show, I think, 3 or 4 times on my daily stream, and we've been talking about some of the. We have disagreements about the right wing and stuff like that, and some of it has to do with like social media. But like, why don't you tell us about like your experience with Truth Social so far?
Oh yeah, so
like it? Like, how what's it like, man?
I would say like that. I think there's like several camps like on the right. Like I would put myself like in the Trump cheerleader like category. So I was like first in line, getting the emails, like waiting to get on and stuff like that. But it's been great. Just like I think it's good to diversify your social. So I've Gab, I have Truth, and I've Getter, and Truth in my main, and it's been great to just see him. Like I miss him just like crapping on all the media and stuff like every day. It's been pretty great,
man. I miss him so much. So
do you think he'll go back to Twitter if they?
I think that he will.
I don't.
You don't think? Well,
nope.
We talked about this the other day. Where you think he's not going to go back at all, or he won't make it his main? Because that's what we talked about the other night. Yeah.
We talked about that. So I think that like he'll have somebody like an assistant or something like kind of recopy. I could totally see him like taking screenshots of his truths and putting them on Twitter and like underneath his account and just forwarding like links to it. Like I think that would be classic him.
Yeah. That'd be interesting because he is like both in fact monetarily and I don't know what the other his ego is invested in Truth.
He can't leave.
You know what I mean?
And I think marketing like the gift he would give the media if he like left it. Like there's no way. I don't think there's any real way for him to walk out of it, and I don't think he wants to. Like
I don't think he's gonna. I certainly because there's more than a couple options. I mean, I don't.
Do you think he would go back to Twitter like that's his main?
I don't know. I think my main stance on that is that he should, but I don't think he should delete his Truth Social. I don't think he should. He should be. I think Trump should be on as many things as he can be, and I don't know about main. Yeah, I do think he should. I don't think he will, but I think he should. I think Twitter's where like the game is played. I think that it's like. I don't know how a comparative example or something. It's like if Trump probably hates everyone at YouTube. Trump doesn't have a YouTube channel. But it's the biggest platform, so you should have one.
If you're someone of like that stature, do you need to like? At what point do people come to you when like if they want to engage with you, they walk to your castle and walk inside?
That's true. But what I'm talking about, who he can engage with, is a very specific audience. It's players in the game that he
New York Times writers.
Yeah, I think there's players in the game that he can mess with on Twitter that won't come to his platform. His ability to like call out other people, New York Times writers, his enemies. Trump has.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's really what, because when I say the game being played, I mean like geopolitics is conducted on Twitter. All the lib shit journalists. I'm not supposed to swear on this channel. Sorry, Frank. I think that he should. I just want him to win, dude. Whatever he can do for him to win is what I like. But okay, let me put you on the spot here. I trust your opinion enough that I want you to name some people I should follow on Truth right now, and I will follow them. So who are your favorite followers over there?
Cat Turd.
Okay, cat turd.
100%.
100%. Okay. There we go.
So I usually my whole thing with like because we've had to like migrate from like platform to platform. I find someone like cat turd and I follow everyone that they're following.
Oh.
And I think that's a good way to just sort of kind of build your kind of like repertoire out.
Interesting. Okay, so let's see who I don't like the Examiner, but I'll follow them.
Real Tour is pretty great.
Real right here.
Yep.
Toria. Okay. Lee Greenwood, Paul Joseph Watson. I'll follow. I like him a lot. Redneck Humor.
I thought like Project Veritas.
Yeah, Project Veritas. Christian
Boom.
Walker, dude.
Wait. I don't want to derail everything, but like, what do you think of the whole Ilion, like a Musk takeover?
Well, I mean, I think it's good, but I don't think it was overnight. Case in point, me getting banned. So I mean, it's like I like Elon. Okay, so there's.
Well, I don't think anyone expected him to like walk in the door and stuff was going to change like that second. Like that, I think that was a little.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was
that was not going to happen.
People were just like spamming the N-word on Twitter like the day that it happened. I was
Look
like,
what I can do.
I was like, no, but I like it. I mean, there's this. I was looking at this meme the other day. This just cursed meme where the liberals put. That picture of Vladimir Putin riding a horse shirtless, and like what it is on the horse they Photoshop in. Well, Putin's already there.
Oh, it's the face of the horse.
No. Instead of one man riding the horse, there's now 4 men riding the horse. The original picture is just Putin, and they photoshopped Trump, Kanye, and Elon on the back of it. Okay, and what I did is I ranked those guys, and I put Trump. Of those 4, I like Elon the least.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely the most liberal.
Well, and he talked about like what he sees for happening on a Twitter. Like he wants it to become a thing where like everyone's just a little angry at it.
I don't like that.
And it's just like you're either into free speech or not. Like it's put your chips in or take them out.
What I don't like is he's into like both. He says that like both sides should have an equal say. And I don't think that. I think we're way past that. I want our side to frickin' dominate, dude. Like I don't believe in free. I believe in freedom of speech for us. I don't believe in freedom of speech for that. Like, so I don't believe in freedom.
So you have the leftist kind of like ideology of like I want to speak, but no one else.
Except for righteous, except for their like they worship Satan and I don't. Like it's literally come to that. Like like I think they get so much right, man. I think the left gets so much correct as far as like how to handle their opposition.
Yeah, like me, like I'm an ex-lefty, so like and like knowing how they fight to win, and they definitely don't pull any punches.
Yeah,
but they beg for punches to be pulled when they're not throwing them.
Yeah, so like they
don't hit me.
They just act like they're on their own side, whereas the right really doesn't. Like I think that.
But I feel like that's changing now with the new. I went to some events. I was talking to some people, and I feel like there's like 3 factions of the right. There's like the Rhino sort of establishment that bleeds into like the entire Democrat Party. Then you have the old guard of like the Ted Cruz camp, and then you have the like new America First, MAGA, whatever we would call them. Yeah. The MTGs, the Matt Gaetzes, stuff like that. And I've seen like it's real interesting to watch where that old guard starts leaning towards, and like where what camps that they just kind of start gravitating towards, and I think it's winning. It smells like winning right now.
Yeah, I hope so. I just think that we talked about this when I was over at your place, where I was like, if Trump doesn't win or Trump doesn't become the nominee, like,
oh man,
I might
not go down well.
Yeah, I might support like freaking Nancy Pelosi. Like I'm that crazy, dude. Like I think it's Trump in 2024, or it's basically liberal reign for essentially the rest of our lives.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like and whether that be left-wing liberals or right-wing liberals. Like most of the people you just named to me are just liberals. They're not crazy. Like I don't like Ted Cruz, but I don't think he's insane. The whole left wing is insane.
Yeah.
And so the most of the center right to me is that's what in my world a liberal should be.
Well, and we talk like people on the right now have to draw the line. We're like, we need to get rid of the crazy, and then we can figure out later like how we need to govern and be a country and stuff like that later. But right now, we need to get rid of the like in elections and getting people out of office and stuff like that. But California got nuts. And I know you have stories, but like California got pretty nuts real quick.
Oh, I would guarantee that California's more nuts than DC. Yeah, I would guarantee that. Yeah, I mean, DC people were interesting. I mean, they always can back it up with like policy and arguments, which is, I think, a smokescreen. But like, it didn't get nuts. Like,
it's too establishment.
It's too establishment, exactly.
Yeah.
And
industry.
I never went to California during that time period, but I can almost guarantee that Cali's way crazy.
I was at acting class, and the night Trump won, and I saw people just started like, and it was like stadium seating. There was like 300 students in there, and like I just started seeing people like pick up their phones and like throw their phone down, and I'm like, what's going? And then
During
the teacher
Trump?
came out. When Trump won.
When he won, yeah.
This is like 2016, and then a teacher came back like, "Hey, we're going to cancel class, and I know everyone's really emotional." And like sent everyone home.
Gosh.
Like, are you serious,
dude?
I was just out there, and I watched the whole, like, it broke them. Like, I just watched Trump broke people on the left, and they just went nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's speaking of California, let's get into this this Pelosi thing. We'll touch on a lot of this stuff just as we go and things like that. And this I've cried.
So amazing.
You know, I'm not going to scroll down anymore because there's like not nudity, but I didn't even want to see it show this guy's like, you know, whatever. What does it say? War is obscene, not my body. And it's got a hat that says wiener.
Yeah.
Awesome. Paul Pelosi's assailant has been ID'd as David DePape, member of the Castro nudist protesters and a hemp artist. Also married to Gypsy Tob, another nudist protester. This photo states the man to the right of Gypsy Tob's is her husband, probably not a Christian nationalist.
Yeah, not MAGA.
I would probably. Now, I will say that, you know, to your point about these different factions, man, I would say there's at least three, because to me, there is, now that I went to a Trump rally and I've like been friends with a lot of MAGA people. I'm hardcore MAGA. I love Donald Trump. I'll support him. But there is a big part of the MAGA crowd.
But who do you think is more of a Trump cheerleader? Like MAGA, because I would say that I'm more centrist than you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm saying that like the Christian nationalists are almost their own thing.
Yes.
Who is more of a Trump cheerleader? I would say not the Christian nationalists, because
I agree.
You know, Trump is a lifelong like fornicator. He's not really a Christian. I mean, he represents some Christian values, but there's a big segment of the older MAGA people that are kind of like, they have, I don't know how to say it, they're kind of filthy.
Well, they're more libertarian.
Yeah, they make sex jokes. They laugh. They're like, cool. I don't even want to say some of those things on the channel, but like, to me, just to be fair, the fact that someone's a nudist doesn't make them just not a Trump supporter. These things don't exactly like compute. Like, if they're a hemp dealer in a nudist outfit, like now you're getting more left wing. But like,
okay.
Like a lot of the older Trump people are like, you know, they're more libertarian or more like, you know.
I've been to Burning Man like 8 times.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
yeah, that's about as lefty. Let me look up this. But I think that I would say there's probably like four camps in the. It's complicated, and in the left there's at least 3 as well. But yeah, what'd you hear about this story? I mean,
So they came out with this like, first off, like the story broke. Like, that was interesting. Like, okay, they're like, because I keep waiting for like an October surprise or something to happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we've seen like a couple things kind of bubble up, and they're not really going anywhere. And then I start hearing about the, I think we talked about this. I feel like this is something where like, this thing happened. They decided to sort of spin this into a direction, but then by the time they decided what to do with this story, people were already on television telling like what was going on.
Yeah.
And it was like right hand wasn't aware of like what the left hand was doing, and people started saying stuff. But like from what I know, some other stuff came out today, but like who's the third person that they clearly mentioned that there's an unknown third person to answer the door. The glass that was broken.
It was broken like out.
It was broken out,
Yes.
and it wasn't shattered like a normal window because it's Pelosi house. I'm sure it's like
Now PJ's broken a couple windows in his time, you know. So
I've watched some forensic files a couple times.
Yes. So yeah, there was a third guy. Do you remember what happened in 2020 with DeSantis? The guy that he almost lost to?
Oh.
Andrew Gillum.
Oh, Gillum, yeah.
He was like caught at a gay meth orgy like a couple months.
And someone leaked pictures.
Yeah,
and
that was almost the governor. And DeSantis was basically the best governor in the country during the COVID stuff.
Well, and like no one heard of him until COVID happened, and then he started like stepping up and I didn't really ever since like the election. I never really heard much about anything he was doing. That COVID happened, and I think people, you have people like him. You have Noam like really stepped up. Like you have some people that really step up and like kind of make a stand.
So here's my question. Here's a good thought experiment. Okay, you remember when in 2016? In a way, I mean, look, we talked off air about like what we can and cannot say about the 2020 election. But in a way, the 2016 election was crazier. How the Republican establishment tried to screw Trump at the last second. If that happens again, if DeSantis is part of it and he accepts it,
that's what I'm worried about.
Will you back DeSantis?
I think I would leave the country because it's over.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm never.
Because it's over. Like you know what I mean. Like that's my like this because and it's one thing. It's one thing that I really appreciate people on like specifically like the MAGA side. They show up to work and they get busy and they start doing stuff. The GOP like trained up a bunch of like staff members from all these congressional offices to go be poll watchers and people to actually work in the polls and to start observing everything that's going on. Like they're starting to really put their money where their mouth is. Yeah. Which is good for right now, but are they going to like kind of open up that door to just go like, oh, at what point does DeSantis present an opportunity to stab Trump in the back? And does he or not?
I think they're setting it up right now.
And they're setting up.
They're going to go for it.
And how like 2 weeks ago, I think DeSantis endorsed someone against Trump. Like not a good sign. Not a good sign, dude.
I think that people like I would like to see like 40,000. Like what Schedule F is, where that thing came out where they said Trump was going to fire like 85% of the people.
That's Schedule F. Yeah.
But I would like to see people like me and you with almost zero qualifications just be in the Trump administration, like people that would like take a bullet for Trump. And with zero political experience that can just like
and people who aren't willing to people are willing to just like do what needs to happen and just like you know what I don't care about my personal wealth. We need more people who don't care about like a paycheck at the end or corruption.
Yeah, I think honestly that's a decent way of saying it, but I really think it wasn't ever about money. I mean, in a way it is, but I think it was more like their career would be ruined, which is in a way that is money.
Oh, because
it's like you'll never work in this town again.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Deal. And so I think that speaks to a lot more of like a human thing than money. I think it was like they won't have any social standing. They'll never work in this town again. They'll get ruined.
And their whole career is built to like doing that bureaucracy thing.
Exactly.
And like,
So it's like sense. A person like me and you, like I don't care if I'm
out for. I got 4 years to like
to just
take a wrecking ball.
Just blowtorch. Yeah. So I mean. Yeah. So here's the picture I was talking about here, dude. That's totally the same guy. That is total. So it says cameraman for Nancy's. Look at this Twitter handle, Don Hamid Trumpistan. Nice. Cameraman for Nancy's January 6th documentary on the right. Paul Pelosi's gay lover on the right. On the right. Excuse me. Yeah. Gay lover on the left. They're the same picture though. Cameraman on the right. Yeah,
and I think there's a lot of opportunities like what's going on with here. Like is it like the gay lover thing? I think it like totally makes a lot of sense. I think there's also a thing of like these people have like their kind of tentacles and all these groups that allows them to like set up things and like be able to market things out and like create like videos and stuff around things. is it like a leftist? I was like involved in this. I was like saying like, hey, I'm going to go to the cops if you don't pay me $5,000, like kind of blackmail. There's a lot of stuff that it could be. What I do know is nothing that we're being told makes any sense.
It makes none of these big. It's so funny when there's one of these big stories, a flash in the pan, and then it kind of goes away, or they do a cover up.
They immediately back away from it, like, oh, what's really going on here that you don't want me to look into?
Yeah, and then they start like
there was that St. Louis school shooting happened just a couple. Yeah, it gets real hot in the pan, then everyone backs away from it immediately.
Yeah, well, because it's a black guy.
There you go.
Yeah,
doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't fit the narrative. So this is pretty funny. What's the joke I saw where it's 2 times in 1 year, Paul Pelosi gets caught while being hammered.
Well, and there's a thing of like the passenger seat airbag went off in the car, and they kept oh, there's no one else, and they're like, who was with them in the car, like in the DUI thing?
Yeah.
I mean, there's evidence to show that something was going on, and they just, of course, not going to show that. What I really liked about this story is, so I watched Fox, but I watched Fox like the Power Block mainly. That's like Jesse Waters, Tucker, like going up to like Gutfeld. But even seeing people outside of the Fox News Sunday, like the MSN branch of like Fox News, they're hopping on this, going like, in a wide shot, we're seeing like cameras on every corner of this house. Why aren't we seeing footage of this? Why aren't we seeing the body cam footage? Why aren't we seeing audio? Like, there's so much stuff that could just make this make sense.
And like, not every, I'm pretty sure that a random like nude attacker
in his underwear,
it can just it's the Speaker of the House's home.
Yeah,
like that's got to be on lockdown 24/7.
They have higher security that was on duty that night, from what I understand, and I believe that they have like guard animals like on property. And you got past all of that?
Yeah, no, they were definitely up to something. That's the thing where in the conspiracy realm, wherever. I mean, you don't have to always know what happened. What you have to know is what didn't happen.
Yeah. And
it's very simple. Right? What they're saying is BS.
That makes no sense.
It makes no sense, yeah. So so that one's interesting. Attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband. At this point, I will say that I actually have moved on to being more critical of, this is one of the reasons I'm more critical of the right wing, and specifically the right-wing media, than the left-wing media. Okay. Being like, this is a disgrace. The American media is a disgrace. Look at the hypocrisy. What is this, 2015?
Yeah.
Change up your tactic. I mean, this is okay, so it's a disgrace.
The thing with the right is the right keeps trying to the right keeps attacking the left the way that the right would not want to be attacked.
Yes.
So they really harp on look at the hypocrisy, and this
Principle
is so
hypocrisy.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They don't care. You're pointing at something that doesn't bother them. It's not going to make them stop at all, and their voters fall for it every single time.
Well, this kind of goes to what we were talking about earlier, where this is why it's what do you do with that? Certainly what you do is you stop, you've got to change up your tactics.
Yes.
And this is what led me to, I think we should be using leftist tactics.
Yes.
Leftist tactics with right-wing morality. And I think one thing that we kind of have to get over is that
people are going to call you names.
Going to call you names.
Get over it.
And we talked about this when I was over at your house a month ago or something like that, where, strategy, most of the time, strategy and procedure is amoral. It's not principled or unprincipled. Like, for instance, I made this point at your house. Having a bicameral legislature with 3 branches of government that check and balance themselves. There's nothing immoral or moral about this process.
Yeah. I remember this.
Most things to do with strategy.
It's just kind of this empty structure without any role.
It's the structure.
It's like a tool.
It's
doesn't
just
really.
a tool.
Yeah.
It's just a tool. So it's I think the same thing goes for strategy of handling your enemies and stuff like that. Is where there's nothing principled about all kinds of stuff to do with freedom. Like the freedom that you'll allow your enemy. I don't mean kill them. I specifically don't mean kill them. But there's so many things that the right wing views as a moral imperative that are just not
Yeah, do you want to be a loser, but lose everything, but still oh cool, but you have your your
you'll take those principles all the way to the gulag. Great, fantastic. So you got to be willing to be called stuff, and you got to switch up the tactics to a more brutal. I think
I like that's why I like so much about the new right, like the MAGA first America first, because they don't care about being called names, and the debates and stuff that I've been watching have been great. And they hammer out the same stuff, and before they kept trying to like take that name call and kind of fold it out like underneath them.
What are you talking about? What debates do you mean?
The Zeldin one was really good.
Cool.
The Fetterman stuff. That's
like a different beast. I mean, that's an outlier because
I think I had expectations, and it just went down a different path that I didn't really have any understanding where it went.
Fetterman is like, I mean, and Oz is just a liberal. Like Oz is basically just a liberal.
I don't like him, but I would vote for him now.
Fetterman, dude, you cannot vote for like in good conscience vote for Fetterman. Dude.
I think here's my take on Oz. I think Oz is I feel like I think Oz is Trump's most hated endorsement, and I see Trump being a person that's like working in the back to like make wheels and deals to like bring the party together and kind of work with the staff to kind of get what he needs done, because that's what you do in like real estate in New York. I feel like Oz is the pick that the other side said, oh, you need to put endorse Oz to allow, if you allow Oz to happen, we will allow blank to happen. Like I feel like that's what's going on with them.
Yeah, I mean I've heard that he's simply like just selling his endorsements like to the highest, like for not necessarily for money, for like political capital. It's kind of what you're saying.
Oh, you don't mean for like money, you mean like
yeah, now he doesn't need the money for political capital. Like he's just like, it's kind of what you just said, where he's like wheeling and dealing, and he'll receive this if they receive that. And
well, think of it like him like going through like New York real estate. Like he goes up and like a developer, some inspector says, no, I'm not going to allow you to do this blanky. He's like, what do I need to do to create around this person
that's
to
like
make
all
them
politics,
say yes?
Right? Yeah, that's like much of that is just, it's just the game being played. And
I think Trump's a master at it because of his work in like real estate. I think he understands. I never read his books and stuff like that, but I could see that. I could assume so.
Look at this. I don't get it. Cops showed up at the Pelosi residence on a wellness check, not about a break-in. And they found Paul in a domestic argument with a grown man in his underwear.
That's a good point.
And then the hippie grabbed the hammer from Paul and struck him in the presence of the cops. Sounds gay. It does.
That first sentence is a great point, though. Yeah. Like, and they keep trying to like create this new narrative. It's like, but like, when you're caught flat-footed on a lie, you say stuff that's out of sync of the reality that people have already seen.
The order of events is off.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I just like sounds gay. It does. People, I can't like, you know what you never do on Twitter is never scroll the replies. But people are like, typical Trump voter. Like, it's not a typical Trump voter at all. I mean, like,
What about that dude that went to go assassinate the Supreme Court judge, Kavanaugh? Mm-hmm. With ties, like talked about it and called himself in, like, but no one's like making that connection. But we'll somehow like go back to like J6 because
reasons, yeah, because we're in charge. That's what I'm saying. It's like we need to get in power, never leave, and say that the reason that we're wielding the power is because we're in power. That's essentially what they do. Like they mask it in like emotional language and stuff like that. But more and more, they're just like, because we're in charge.
They mask it in the verbiage of like, we know what's best for you, yes. And so it's for your own good that we're going to take over and make you do all this stuff.
Yep.
That's what.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You remember, monkeypox went away.
That is not. That is everything that. Looking at that, that's a headshot. That is not something that was, because they release it as like his mugshot, right? That's a headshot.
Oh man, yeah, something stinks, dude. Something about this entire. That's why the other reasons, like, do I want to work in government? No. But I want to see a little bit more about how the sausage is made. I would love to just see.
That's what I liked about Trump as president. Like, you got to see the kind of the process. Like, you saw the process happen on Twitter.
He was more transparent than almost any.
Way more than anyone I've ever been alive.
Yeah.
Like way more transparent what's going on.
Yeah.
And you would see this stuff happen on Twitter, and like actual like country to country major world powers like discussing stuff over like that platform, and it was awesome
That's why
to watch.
He's got to come back, man.
Yeah.
I think that's why that is the case right there for why he should come back to Twitter. It's because it's like that's where the show is, and nothing in the next 3 years is going to change the shows on Twitter. The show's not on Truth Social. I mean, the base is on Truth Social. There's more right wingers on all those platforms, but the game is played on Twitter, and we're not going to get that again if he didn't come back to Twitter.
I'm very interested what happens to with what Musk like. I'm worried about the like you mentioned, like the his little panel thing that he's putting together.
That's troubling, dude.
That's really troubling.
I think that's weird. Yeah, it's like a diverse council.
Yeah,
where all sides are represented. That usually means liberalism.
But there's a couple things. Like I feel like if he's bringing it together to come up with a policy and he's going to disband it, I feel a lot better about it.
Yeah.
But if he's bringing it better as like this permanent entity to sort of make these decisions, I think, oh well, you're just like another flavor to the same thing that we got out of.
Yeah.
The two protesters or the two like stage actors.
Talking about like Johnson and Ligma.
Yeah. But I wonder, like, did Musk hire them to be able to point at something like in those discussions, like, you see, I paid these people to go out there and say this. Look, Washington Post, like all these people picked up the story, and it was complete nonsense.
I don't know.
That seems like a Musk thing to do.
Yeah, he does like he is kind of a troll.
Yeah,
like him,
which I like about him.
Trump, like I think it was an interesting thing is like that meme I've talked about earlier, where like Putin, Trump, Kanye, and Elon, they are four of the same type of guy. Those four guys are Elon, Kanye. And the word for this in the modern world is literally Trumpian. Like there's a reason that like Kanye in these interviews has talked about how he went he's like, oh, I went full Trump on him. Like Trumpian is a thing that resonates with people. Like, you know,
it is a specific, like, kind of a descriptor of like a very specific, like, reaction to things or how you deal with problems and stuff like that.
Yeah, Trumpian is a good descriptor. Let me read this real fast. So it says Paul Pelosi was this part, and this is being reported in the mainstream news. Paul Pelosi was able to dial 911 himself after telling the intruder that he had to go use the bathroom, then calling him, "This is gay. This is gay stuff." Then calling him from there, where his phone had been charging, according to a person familiar with the situation. He got brain surgery at the Zuckerberg. So that's kind of funny, even though it has nothing to do with Mark, but I think that's kind of a funny. He's successful.
I mean, out of all the names that could come up, like why that one?
Successfully underwent surgery to repair a skull fracture and serious injuries to his right arm and hands.
And the attack didn't start until after the cops got there, and that's a real important. Like what? No part of this makes any sense.
It does to me. like you know, like this is gay. This is some gay stuff. Like that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay. All right. So I think that's all the stuff for the Pelosi thing. But I mean that again, we kind of talked about it. But the biggest thing is just these stories. They stink, dude. Whenever the media runs with something, you're better off just like thinking the opposite thing on like pure.
This one is especially eye-rolly stupid. And do you think we'll ever see any footage?
No.
Do you think we'll ever see body cam footage?
No. I think
audio, nothing.
No. I don't think. I mean, I've gone on this rant many times before. Like, no, I don't think we're getting body cam footage. I don't think Hillary Clinton's going to jail. I don't think any of it is ever gonna. No, I don't think any of it's ever gonna happen unless we get in charge. No, we live in a I don't think none of it, dude. Like I was. One of the biggest surprising things to me was Kyle Rittenhouse getting off, because that was primed for in the system I observe every day. That guy goes to jail for the rest of his life. Not because I want it, but no just thing ever. I mean, the two biggest things that were weird were Kyle Rittenhouse, and weird in a good way, Kyle Rittenhouse and Roe v. Wade. I thought to me, no, Hillary Clinton wins, the globalists take over, because nothing there was the DNC pipe bomber.
I remember that. Yeah,
Just this
yeah.
nondescript spook looking,
Well,
whatever.
in the Revolver ran a big story like expose on that. Like they just happened to lose the exact footage that you need to actually see him plant the bomb.
Yeah.
Like at a park bench, like 10 feet from like the doors at the DNC headquarters.
So I'm gonna
Makes no sense.
I'm gonna hopefully, you know who I've really come to like in my old age is Richard Nixon. You a Nixon fan? Were you ever a fan of that guy?
I was not. I'm still like trying to get brushed up on like the previous conservative stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I was obviously not alive during Nixon, but I don't know if you ever listened to his like leaked tape, the Nixon tapes. He's saying some of the most based stuff, like stuff you could never ever say. So I'm gonna end this pretty fast if he says something that's gonna get in trouble or something like that. But let's listen to Nixon talking about wanting to watch his baseball game.
So about the other day, I was trying to tune in the damn baseball game, and then the game went off, and CBS came on with a movie. Had two magnificent, handsome guys and a stupid old fellow in it. They were glorifying homosexuality.
Is that a panel show?
No, no, it's a movie.
No, that's a regular show. It's on every week, and usually it's just set in the guy's home, and it's usually just that guy who's a hard hat.
That's right. He's the
And
hard.
he always just looks like a slob,
Looks like a guy.
and then he has this hippie son-in-law.
Yeah.
And usually, the general trend of it is to downgrade him and upgrade the square hard hat out to be.
They did this. This is a good point. They did this over a long period of time. I think a big one of these is like
This is nudging. The process of nudging.
Yeah, like the Simpsons did that, where the dad is like the bum in the family, and there are a lot of bum dads, but it's nudging. I've never heard that term before.
That's like a UK MI6 thing. Where they talk about like how do you do like mass like you nudge like societies in a certain direction that you want them to go in. Oh, that nudging is like a thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's been
that's how
totally proven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because if you try,
I
to
think
do it,
you can download the manual from the UK like on
wow,
that. Yeah.
like that's like the MI6 their like Secret Service.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
I think it's MI6.
yeah.
Oh, I've never seen.
Arch is the guy's name.
Oh, he's talking about All in the Is it All in the Family? Where?
Oh, with Archie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real family entertainment, isn't it?
Oh, that's the show he's talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that, goddamn, I do not think that you glorify on public television homosexuality. You ever see what happened? You know what happened to the Greeks? Homosexuality destroyed it. Sure, Aristotle was a homo. We all know that. But with Socrates,
He never had the influence of television.
yeah. The last 6 Roman.
Okay, we're not gonna play that. I'm glad for the subtitles, because see this, the Satanic Temple was handing out unbaptisms at a pagan pride festival in Texas, and it's creepier when you see it on video. So one thing that I saw about this, let's put it on mute and talk, but they all look the same, dude. Like if you take, I don't mean just look, but when you take a person that's into this alternative lifestyle thing, and you were like, you have them like vote on issues, it would all be like Ukrainian flag, Black Lives Matter, Satanist, pro-gay, feminist.
They're pro-narrative.
Yeah, COVID.
Yeah.
Like every single one is just like ticked.
Someone did something with like they were talking to like a group of Satanists, and like they're all like were very clearly all like you are everything that you thought that you stood against, like pro-narrative.
Yeah.
100% pro-narrative.
It's like, do you realize that like at least people that work for the CIA get paid. These people are working for the CIA, and
Useful idiots.
They just don't even know it. They're not even getting paid. They're actually paying into the system. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. Yeah. See, these are the types.
They're literally doing an unbaptism at a festival.
Yeah.
What the thing I don't understand with all this is like, why is there such a necessity to mock another it's not that they want to have they want to do their thing or have their religion. It's like there's a necessity to tear the other thing down.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't understand that.
I
understand why they're doing it.
Like
yeah.
it's spiritual warfare, and they're it's like without going into like an hour-long rant, I think it's because humans have to worship something. We're made to worship. We're made to glorify something as the Most High, and nothing obviously conflicts with Satanism more than Christianity.
Right.
So they have to it's like their own ideological power is threatened by the existence of Christianity. And I think this exists for almost anybody. Like I would say maybe for you would be like people that are trying to take away guns. I'm not saying you necessarily worship like you probably your biggest stance is like 2A.
2A and freedom of speech.
Yeah, and so
100%.
whatever is like
First and Second
whatever
Amendment.
is like opposing that the most, you probably enjoy mocking, right? Like you want to tear exactly.
That's true. Yeah,
so
yeah.
you would want to
That's a good
tear
point.
down the institutions that make a mockery of those things that are like your biggest political value. That's why I see it as
makes
that.
sense. That makes sense.
But they're just like more. Like I think that Satan is way more evil than opposing the First and Second Amendment. But yeah, I mean, so that's why they have to do it, and they're also miserable. They're miserable fat slobs that had like massive daddy and mommy issues. Like it goes really deep.
That played Call of Duty for 14 hours a day.
Yeah,
and
well,
never
I
left
mean,
the basement.
you play Call of Duty all day, you'll get skilled at something. I think that I put these people way more miserable than like the gamer types. I think these people are it's way worse. Because a lot of these Christian nationalist kids are gamers. Like,
that's not surprising.
Yeah,
Because narrative tells you to stay at home and don't go outside because it's scary.
Yeah.
So you gotta play games at home because that's what they'll tell. I attach all this stuff together in the same going after the kids and all that stuff and all the.
It's all lumped in together, man.
It's all lumped together.
It's
all
all
the same
connected,
group.
man.
Yeah. I'm really happy that Florida did that as banning a lot of that stuff going on. But that's good signs.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. Some of these ones are just. I'm gonna start hating on these people because I don't like this whole let's look at this. Oh, this is long.
Hi.
See, this to me is probably gonna. I can already tell that it's gonna be. I'm gonna be more critical of it than not because. I don't think that the satire hypocrisy thing, it does not ring true and persuasive to me from the right anymore. I don't think it's a good tactic. So we're about to
I think it's funny.
I mean it's like who's it for?
And it's for it's not changing other minds at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I just think for that reason it just shouldn't be done anymore. I think that it would be Alex Stein.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Alex Stein's been on my show about four or five times, and he's skilled enough at it that I think he's good. But
he's been on your show.
Yeah, he's been on my show. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, about twice a year. He's been on once this year, twice last year, and twice the year before that. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
I know, man. I got his number.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of him.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome.
That's awesome. So let's watch this and see. We might not watch the whole 4 minutes or whatever, but let's just see. Also, I mean, I hate, women aren't that funny, man. I mean, I'm too late in the game. I'm too pot committed to not just say it. Women aren't funny, dude. So let's see.
You would love Archie.
Archie Bunker?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm the spokesperson for the Democratic Party, and I'm here to tell you why you need to vote blue this November. It's been a crazy few years, and after getting that former guy out of office through totally legitimate means, we've finally been able to get some work done for the American people. Led by our vivacious president, the country is better off than it was.
I hate this. I hate this.
Before. Sure, you can't afford to feed your family, but let's take a step back and look at the big picture. The first priority for our devoutly Catholic president is to make it easier to dismember babies in the womb. Empathy. Our foreign policy has been, perfect. Just a few months after Joe Biden took office, America brought Afghanistan back to its tribal roots, reviving their classic culture. Some people criticize our immigration policy, which is basically to incentivize poor migrants to cross the border by refusing to enforce.
Remember, during the whole talking point of he's a foreign policy expert.
Right. I mean, it's just
made up. Just nothing.
See, okay, I'm going to show you something that there's bits that we've put together, on my show and stuff like that. I know we said we weren't going to talk about this subject, so we're not. I'm just gonna show you this clip right here. I'll give you the little setup. It says, so there's this meme that it's this. We're about to watch the scene from Malcolm in the Middle, and it's when you ask your dad why Joe Biden, a devout Catholic, has a personal rabbi.
Son, you know, once you start, there's no going back.
I know.
This means total commitment. Once you begin the path, there is no leaving the path. Are you sure you're ready for that? I mean, really ready?
I guess so.
Neat. We'll start tomorrow.
That's like an intro to red pilling.
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, I mean, really ready? It's like I don't know what because like that's not what style of humor is that I just showed you? It's not satire. It's
It's not satire.
yeah, because you're not playing a character. It's like but meme culture is not very satirical. It's more. I don't know what to call it. It's not very sarcastic.
Yeah.
It's not very. It's very like real. Well, you're not like saying the opposite of what it is. You're saying like an amplified version of what it really is.
It's like stand-up comedy. It's the same thing.
Interesting. The noticing red carpet. Yeah, let's go back to this.
The law and promising them free stuff. The only way we'll change our policy is
See, this is to me, it's like you have to start
I
talking.
can't believe she said tacos.
Yeah. Like at a certain point, you have to start saying what it is rather than the opposite of what it is and expecting people to get it. Like if you played, I don't know. I need to. What I need to do is like write a freaking blog or like a journal on this and flesh it out better because I know it when I see it.
Like JP Sears, I think it was like kind of nails like comedy of the right, and I think you would really like it actually.
Yeah, I watched some JP Sears stuff.
It's like wholesome, but like but it has more like the amplifying like reality comedy.
Is it allegory? I'm looking up this word right now. Allegory, story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning. Typically a moral or political one. Maybe.
the Texas border towns keep turning red. In that case, we'll have a wall up faster than you can say Podway. Look, I could go all day listing the accomplishments of this administration and the Democratic Party, but why not listen to our voters instead? Here's what they have to say. Not being able to afford to eat out, go on vacation, or pay our electricity bills has really brought our family together. Literally, we had to move from our 4-bedroom house to a studio apartment. Thank you, Joe. Thanks to you, my daughter is the #1 girls tennis player in the world. Congrats, honey. I don't know what I'd do without Democrats and the teachers' unions. With their help,
I mean, there's like cat self now. Like, why just like, keep using like she, her, like every time?
It just doesn't go far enough. I mean, it's like the minute that I say I don't like satire and sarcasm, I see some satire and sarcasm that I do like. It's just this doesn't. This is like
it keeps staying in its lane, and you kind of need to get out of the lane. It's comedy. That's the point.
You got to shatter the lane. You got to blow up a dump truck on the lane. I mean, I just don't think like this is always these.
I think it's fine. It's just
it's not. Yeah, it's there's nothing. When I'm talking like, if I were like,
I'm not gonna pay cover charge.
I just think from a strategic standpoint, we should just abandon abandon this style of anything. It's like this needs to be stricken from the earth, dude. I mean, it's not. I would rather like put on this than like if this was a movie, right? I would rather put this on than like a degenerate Hollywood movie. As far as entertainment, I don't see a big problem with as far as entertainment. But like they're always 5 to 10 years behind. Always.
Well, and that's what you have people like JP Sears that are kind of like kind of pushing the envelope a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I think I like him a lot. It's like he does it in a, without like getting like going like he does it wholesome, which I think is hard to do. And like what he in kind of what his bucket and like his lane is.
And I like that he's in the conspiracy thing. I like that a lot. Yeah, he's a big conspiracy guy.
What he makes fun of it,
and I think that's the right call because the idea that all the conspiracies are true as well as none of them are true are like equally ludicrous. Not equally, but they're both like. So it's like I consider myself like a post conspiracy theorist where I
Post
yeah,
conspiracy
because
theory.
like
I'm gonna write that on a shirt.
I'm after, like, I'm more advanced in terms of, I could list you a lot of, like, I think the earth is flat, but I don't talk about it that much because it doesn't either move the needle. People get mad, and I care way more about, like, Jesus Christ and like and other things than convincing. Like, I don't think, like, having my view of astrology is, like, that big of a deal. Because I mean, I'll put it this way. I think that convincing you that NASA is a scam is way more important to me than, like, convincing you. Because even if everything they say about the universe is real, is what they say, NASA's still a scam. Like, so I don't need you to accept my worldview to understand that NASA is has been robbing us our entire lives.
Right.
You know?
There's just like more important battles to go. Like,
so many.
Why are we paying for NPR? Why are we paying for PBS? Like that. There we go.
That is so much more, like, sensible, and, like, you know, and it's like, you know, and it's not even about being labeled as a kook or whatever. I don't care about that. I kind of am a kook. But it's just like, there's so many things that are up there. Like there's so many things that are more important. So, like, a lot of my old friends that are in the conspiracy world, they think that, like, red pilling people on, like, flat Earth is the most important thing to do in this
it's
world.
not.
I'm like, dude, like,
Yeah.
So funny you just brought this up. Yeah. Says, maybe I'm not the right type of taco. Myra Flores, first Mexican-born congressman, was rejected by the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. Maybe you're not.
I mean, no one knows racism better than the left.
Dude, but it's like, it's so interesting how they
frame it like it's the most racist thing that you could be, but they somehow like frame themselves to be the martyrs of, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Who said the taco thing was it Jill Biden? Yeah, Jill Biden. Chicago's mayor. Okay, so let me know in the live chat.
Have you seen
well.
her TikToks of, like, the
same? I was going to bring that up. Yeah, okay. So I will challenge you guys in the live chat. Name an uglier person alive today than Lori Lightfoot. I think she's the most hideous person I've seen. Like, I mean, okay, we can't count things like burn victims. Like, if you have some sort of, like, affliction, you know what I mean? Even though she might, like, you know, if you're, like, deformed, you're like the Elephant Man, like, that doesn't count. I mean, like, a seemingly normal. Do you know a person that's uglier than her? Can you think of one off the top of your head?
You'd have to get like fictional characters and stuff.
Yeah, you have to get into, like, yeah. So what's her deal? She looks like Beetlejuice, that's for sure. You ever played the video game Oddworld: Abe's Odyssey?
Oh yeah.
She looks like Abe, dude. Look, so let me Oddworld: Abe's Odyssey. All right, so let's cross. We'll put her over here. And okay, here we go. Let's get it framed right. Yeah, Oddest Abe. Sorry, I'm totally doxing my email. Yeah, it's like this Beetlejuice. Did you like this game when it came out?
Yeah,
I was really into it.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. Huh. So honestly, yeah, I mean, let's check in with the live chat. See if Whoopi is a dime compared to Lori Lightfoot, comparatively. Fetterman, I still think Fetterman's more attractive than Lori Lightfoot. Madonna,
even with his head on the back.
Yeah, like an extra. Have you seen?
Madonna with she like shaved off her eyebrows. So had that weird plastic. I don't know what was going on with her.
Look at this. This is the content I'm here for. Let's see photos. No, that's that. See, you see that one? That's all right. Let's Google it instead. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. Look at this charmer.
Yeah, that whatever is going on there.
What in the plastic surgery is going on here? Lil Kim looks bad. I don't know that. Anyway, so she just gave herself a raise.
Her city's a giant bloodbath, but let's just
let's just.
self-congratulate ourselves. This is like
I haven't seen this one, but this is.
This is amazing.
Fetterman's wife.
Amazing.
And while we did not want the mansion, that mansion came with a
What's with that speaking style? Is that like upspeak? So many people.
They teach out on the West Coast, like how to talk like.
Oh, okay. Do they?
Your
really?
liberal 101 class.
Yeah.
pool, and the pool I wanted. And the dream was to open this pool and make it a public pool, turn it into the people's pool,
Public pool. The people's pool.
Wait, this is amazing.
ensure that young people across Pennsylvania could learn how to swim and learn water safety, and kind of work to right some of the wrongs. Historically, swimming in America is very racist, and usually when you look at drowning statistics, that usually affects children of color.
Swimming's racist.
It's
racist.
It is though. I mean, it's like I don't know. Like I'm saying though, like
Oh my God.
most black people are worse at swimming. Like I mean, like a lot of my black friends. It's not even about my life, but I mean, I've met a lot of black people in my life, and a lot of them can't swim. So, but does that mean it's racist? I mean, they said the same thing about jogging. There was an article the other day about how like joggers have been excluded from black society. It's like, but on one hand though, you don't hear about black people. Like it can come off as very offensive, right? But it's not. I mean, I don't know of many black joggers. I mean, black people, like for the most part, like stay fit, but they just don't jog. Jogging is kind of a white person thing in general. And swimming, it is the stereotype that black people can't swim. You've heard that stereotype, right? Really? Wow. Well,
when I was out on the West Coast, they started doing this thing where just talking about the absurdity of all the everything's racist. They started there's some festivals that started charging you different prices based on what race you are, and it started talking like just kind of bringing up to people like, hey, this thing you're doing is hyper racist. They just kind of like they can't see their own racism, which I've found just utter fascinating.
yeah, they said hiking's racist. They said jogging is racist. Swimming. See, this is what I'm talking about here. So, Watch Your Mouth, who is presumably black, says, "I jog and swim. What the f?" So this is what people do. They say because the group gets associated with the thing, that means all. This is like very low vibration arguments happening here. It's like I don't know. PJ, I'll pick on PJ for a second. PJ is a white guy. He's a conservative. Where are you from originally again? Texas. Okay, so, from Texas. If I were to say Texans are into a certain thing and it isn't true about you, and you're like, wait, but I do those things. It's like it makes no sense, man. There's plenty of things that are associated with being black and being white. Watch your mouth. Plenty of things. It's like, I'm not going to do this here today out of respect for my guest, but right now I would usually go on like an hour-long logical proof about how you just don't even make sense. So are we allowed to talk about groups or no? There's plenty of things. When you think about hip-hop, that's predominantly a black thing. Okay, I'm a rapper. I'm a professional rapper. Why bother grouping and generalizing? Because that's how you figure stuff out. So you saying you never do that? Like, I want to go. Okay, we're gonna get back on the show. But are you saying those are immoral things? Are you saying that you never group, never generalize, and because you're more moral than people? Yeah, Slapweasel says my anecdote takes precedence. Yeah, it's all about me. Acknowledge me. Yeah, statistics matter. Groups exist. We're not all like. Are you part of a family? Does your family behave in a certain way across the generations, or is it just about you? Anyway.
Well, I've been to Burning Man a bunch. And 2016, like BLM showed up at Burning Man. There's not a heavy black population of people that go to Burning Man.
Yeah,
it just isn't.
It just isn't.
So they show up and they're like, we go by their booth and start talking to them like, why are you guys here? They're there to like fight the patriarchy and blah 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 all this stuff. And like, no one's at Burning Man stopping you from coming. Like, no one's no one's stopping anyone from showing up. Like,
it's really about power. It's like they want power and jurisdiction over everywhere.
yeah, they want the same but they want their predetermined output everywhere.
Yeah, they want the same out. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, there's
yeah.
a cultural thing. Like, people aren't into it. To get over it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it's absurd.
Major Victory says, like most white people don't season their foods. It's like, yo, I just had eggs before this, and I seasoned the crap out of them.
Yeah,
but
no
what you're
joke.
saying is true. Most white people don't season their foods in the same way.
Is that
like,
a thing?
Yeah. I mean, like the white culture is a little more.
I
bland
put
cuisine.
a criminal amount of black pepper on everything.
But do you still like? But does that offend you?
No.
You know that
I think it's funny.
Yeah, exactly. But there's only like a few groups that have a big problem with this. Shall not be named. One of them's women, by the way. They're like, but I know a woman. It's like, yeah, I know a lot of things. It's like, so it's like, yeah, is generalization immoral? I don't think it is. Are we allowed to talk about groups? I think we are. I think we should. So anyway, I got to focus here. I have a guest here, guys. All right. You hear about this one? Unprecedented conduct. Ohio Supreme Court suspends Democratic judge. Hear about this?
No. What?
Ohio Supreme Court has indefinitely suspended a local judge citing unprecedented misconduct that includes falsifying court documents, issuing illegitimate arrest warrants, and donning inappropriate attire in court. Judge Pinky Carr, a Democrat, was found to exhibit such misconduct that comprised more than 100 incidents over a period of about 2 years. Encompassed repeated acts of dishonesty, the blatant and systemic disregard of due process.
Wow. Those are some. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, no idea. Not heard about this.
Yeah, I think Watch Your Mouth is like a troll because he's talking about. That's a good point, Arvolt. He says, Watch Your Mouth says, well, you sound like the gays. And that's you generalizing. Okay, I don't know. I wouldn't agree with that, but I think that generalizing gays is, in general, they're gay. Okay, indefinite suspension. I don't know. Justices on the Ohio Supreme Court voted 5-2 on October 18th to indefinitely suspend. It's interesting. We can use it to dunk on the Democrats.
I heard about this.
Yeah, the mayor of El Paso was contacted by the White House and told him. We got a couple.
So he changed his statement and like he is on camera saying that the White House called him and told him don't declare that an invasion, and he said that he was told by the White House to say that. Then 2 weeks later, of course, he gets the phone call and he goes, "Oh, I never said that."
Yeah.
Like that whole thing.
Yeah, please declare an emergency. Like he's like if you know what I mean, I'm asking you should definitely do that. And I'm like.
And it was him saying that he was contacted by the White House to say that on camera at a televised a city council meeting. It was just ridiculous.
We're just our country's so corrupt, man. Sanctuary states dish out millions in unemployment benefits to illegal aliens.
Can we talk about the Xboxes from in New York City for?
Yeah. This is
the little premium tent city that they have set up.
This is like you're betraying your people here, man. This is theft, corruption. Like I would treat this like treating illegal aliens better than your own people. I would treat that as a really bad crime in my society.
I was on the front lines of this in living in LA, and you would have Latino families live across the street from you, pissed off that someone can walk across the border. They get more access to services. They get more of everything, and that they schlubs had to stand in line for 15 years to come in legally into the country. They're pissed about it. And the fact that the left and the Democrats run around confused about what's going, why is everyone so angry? You did it yourself.
But the problem is that here's the thing that I've brought up before on my show is you would think that you got Blexit, you got Legsit, you got all these exiting the Democratic Party, but they don't really do it in that big of numbers. What I'm saying is those people. I don't know about, but those types of people. See, by the way, I hate going back to this. This is why you need to talk about groups. I don't know the people he's talking about, but I do know the groups of people. And I know statistics. They still vote 70% Democrat, dude. Like Hispanics do that.
like Hispanics, like the numbers are up to like 40, like in the upper 40s, and with blacks specifically, it's like up to mid 20s, which is huge news. But it's all like there's no there's this whole theory of like the Overton window. Like the Overton window moves, it moves very slowly. The only thing you do is keep throwing stones at it and do the right thing, and slowly move it in like a direction. That's what the left does.
Yeah.
They're masters at manipulating that Overton window.
That's interesting, and that to me is why most of the right wing is liberal, because they just did that. That's why that's why, to go back to the Elon thing, saying that both sides should have an equal voice means the liberals are going to win, because it's not equal. It's institutionally like 80% liberal. So if we're equal, they've already won. So it needs to be like unequal. It needs to be like
I was on a Facebook group that was like this lady. She's around. She's like a sociologist, but she was like created this group. She was also like an ex-Democrat, and she wanted to like bridge to kind of the two sides together, like what kind of like Musk is talking about doing. But being in that Facebook group was amazing, because it was a bunch of liberals that were touting out like what they had been told is their argument, and being faced with the reality of they just don't understand the subject matter. And she ended up having a huge problem because no liberals wanted to go in the group anymore.
Yeah.
So if both sides are equal, the left won't show up.
They won't show up to your battleground, but they'll still take over.
But what happens when Twitter ends up being an equal battleground? They're not going to. They're going to get off and say that I don't want to be there anymore.
That's a decent point, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna skip some of this. Everyone knows how big of a disaster the border is. I mean,
purposeful disaster.
6.3 million illegal.
I think it's a lot more than
that. Have been apprehended since. Biden,
oh yeah,
since
the
Biden's
gotaways. Whoever knows what's going on.
Skip that. Yeah, this is the content we're here for. I covered this the other day, but 44 pounds of fentanyl labeled with CNN logo, and this is not fake news. Border Patrol sees 44 pounds of fentanyl. A fake news. What do you think what message do you think they're sending here?
Thank you.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. You are fake news. That's pretty funny, man. It's not really much to talk about. Like, it's really funny. Is fentanyl a powder? I mean, it looks like it's like in brick form.
Yeah, you break it apart like it's super dangerous. And the problem that's happening right now is it's hyper addictive, and you only need like 20 milligrams to kill yourself, I think, which is like 12 grains of salt.
Yeah.
But they drug dealers are now folding it into other drugs. So like you won't, but if you get a bad mix, you're dead. Like it's super, super dangerous right now.
Yeah, I just don't do drugs. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we had PJ on to have him opine on his expertise on fentanyl. He actually did some before the stream. Yeah. That's why he's so chipper.
I won't be back tomorrow.
But it's like an opiate, right? It's like a downer. It's not an upper, right?
No,
it's not like cocaine, is it?
No, it really starts screwing around with your people who die of like having too much fentanyl. Your kind of automatic, like your breathing, your heart rate, all that kind of stuff. You have to actively think that to do it. Like that's what starts breaking down your brain, and it really starts messing around with everything.
Jeez.
It's done the same like that stuff and like meth and yeah, it's all bad.
Yeah. So when you look at the type of foreign policy we're conducting, State Department spent taxpayer money on drag shows in Ecuador.
Foreign policy experts.
Yeah. You ever see these? I think I got one over here. It's like for.
This is why the rest of the world hates us.
Yeah. Where is this at? So I have my I want my slideshow. So yeah, Botswana. There we go. Okay, look at this. Until I'm out of ammo or I'm out of blood, I will fight for homosexuality in Botswana. That's like, or you say Ukraine, like until. Yeah, it's like this is a hardcore meme right here. Until I'm out of blood or out of ammo, I will fight for homosexuality. Botswana.
I found it like so many people on the left like keep like berating out about like colonialism and like taking over other countries, so, like forcing your ideologies. So like that's exactly what this is.
What they do.
Exactly
Yeah.
what this is.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Yeah. So yeah, just having a normal one over here. I think we're almost done, but let's see. The rest of the stuff is like rant. So we're not going to do the election thing today. Let's see what's next. All right. So this person made a thread of like all of Biden's, or he's starting to make a thread of like all of Biden's lies. Like, let's see. He gave up a starting spot on the University of Delaware football team.
But
serious?
I married a beautiful woman from Skaneateles Lake, was at Syracuse. I met her on spring break and fell head over heels in love with her, and gave up a starting job on the football team in Delaware to come up every weekend because I couldn't stay away.
So
I've written extensively when I was
did
a
he
law.
like say he was Puerto Rican? He said he was raised politically Puerto Rican. You see this a couple weeks ago?
No.
Yeah, it's like I think that's what it was. He's like,
If I was working for Trump, I would pump out TV ads where it's just him talking and lying constantly for like 1 5-minute spots. Doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, I
that's
mean, I just don't. I
ridiculous.
think that like one of the biggest difference between us is I just am. Maybe it's the amount of time I spent live streaming and stuff, but I just think it's like I stopped trying to persuade people because I don't think they can be persuaded.
we talked about this at that
Yeah.
at that meetup. Like, who's an undecided voter right now? Who is that person? Like,
I have
can we
idea.
beat these people?
I have
Like,
no idea.
who in the world is it?
I have no idea. I mean, there was a ton of undecideds in like 2015 in the like 6 months or so after Trump announced. But Trump broke everybody. It not just broke everybody, also like solidified other people's worldview. So I don't who live chat. Yeah, anyone know does anyone know any undecided? There's some people here, man. There's some people in our town. Like the people that are liberal leaning. And I've brought up some things with some people. I'm not gonna say their names, but where they just didn't know.
Oh, you're uneducated about what's going on. Like that has to be a big
I
part.
think that like it's like their disposition and their worldview is ingrained. It's pre-knowledge is my point that I'm making. It's pre-knowledge. Their worldview is not determined by knowledge. I don't think most people's are, to be honest. I think they have their like how things feel, how things seem, where their vibe goes, like how things just seem to them. It's not necessarily wrong, but it's based on either emotion or I would call it like vibe.
So these like the people like, oh, I like that person's haircut. I'm gonna vote for him.
I mean, for me, a lot of it. I mean, I'm saying this also maybe a little bit about myself. There's like 10 things that I absolutely cannot stand Trump on, but I like the guy. I like the guy, and he's the guy for the moment.
But you have problems with him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, huge problem. If there was anyone that could beat Trump, I'd probably be supporting them. But there's no one even close. So it's like pragmatism.
And there's no one else that would actually do what needs to happen at all.
I don't think I agree with that. I completely agree. So, but like I think that's how most people are. It's like what new like big knowledge thing can one learn to change their mind on something like this? I mean, observing how people are is really how other than Christianity is the number one thing that like guides my principles. But then just observing how people behave. And that's not a I mean it is a knowledge thing, but it's more like over time. It's not like you learn Biden's lying about a thing, therefore you're not going to support him.
Oh, right.
So it's not like I don't know what the right word for it is. It's not like a bombshell. It's not like I guess big. I know a lot of people went like anti-MAGA after January 6th. Like a lot of people that changed a lot of people. Like after January 6th, they will never even like associate with the MAGA thing ever again because of that traumatic, painful event. Anyway,
Makes no sense.
yeah. So I don't know. I wonder what the word I'm. Slappy says, "I don't talk to people. I have a dog." Being emotional makes you easily manipulated. A lot of liberal types are wedge issue voters. Inflation and crime can be driving them nuts, but they're so for abortion that they can never vote Republican. Well said. Same thing for me, but with that, like the opposite. Like, you know, some things might drive me nuts, but I'll never vote for abortion.
But that country's getting more and more pro-life. Like,
I hope so.
you know, and like me, I dated like a West Coast pro-choicer and someone who was proud of having 23 abortions. Proud. That changed me. That was sobering to like be around someone like that. Like, what? You know, at some point, it's not like an abortion anymore. It's something else is going on. Like
It's
that,
like
you're not going to convince me that your 24th is not an abortion. That like you have some sort of power trip over removing the life from
That
something.
is hellacious, this thing you just told me. Oh, my goodness.
Proud. Like that, it was nuts.
Oh, so this is a super cut. You guys can watch. You know, I'm not going to play anything here that me and PJ haven't seen, so we'll skip this one. This is just like all of his lies. Yeah, he claimed that that gas was $5 a gallon when he took. It was closer to like 183. You know what I mean? It was like that's so off. Looks like the debate didn't hurt us too much in Pennsylvania. It's Chuck Schumer talking to Joe Biden.
That seat, we're in danger of that seat.
I agree with him. I don't think that Fetterman debate hurt their cause much at all. Because of this undecided, they already have their mind made up.
Oh yeah. Well, and like they have huge like early voting is happening. But there was like people called into I think NPR or something like that in there, and like the guys like, you know, I don't want to like kind of going off on like on MAGA people, but then I mentioned like he's like, I feel scammed by the Democrat Party for like them putting him up there. They had it. He had the stroke. He has a stroke. It is what it is. But they had an opportunity to put someone else in his place, and they chose not to. And it was just so stupid. It's so careless. Good on them.
Wow. I will skip this. I hate Kamala. You see this one? So it says Gavin Newsom would appreciate it if you didn't retweet this video of him apologizing for getting caught sleeping with his campaign manager's wife. Let's watch this. You ever see this before?
No.
Yeah.
Thank you all for
This guy might be our next president, which would suck.
coming here in short notice. Want to make it clear that everything you've heard and read is true.
When was the last time I hate the guy, but when was the last time you saw a politician say that about like a full apology? No, like this part's true, this part's false. It got misconstrued. He's saying everything that you've heard is true about this story. When was the last time you heard that?
I'm like in the 80s right now. Like
You're like going back decades and decades, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Bill Clinton, I don't know what the year this is, but this guy.
But no, he meant like I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yeah, he lied about it, and then exactly.
And I am.
This guy, I swear, just wants to wear someone's skin. Like it's like full like axe murderer vibes from this guy.
It's that smile. It's like Joker smile. It's like Joker without the makeup.
Yeah.
About that. I've hurt someone I care deeply about, Alex Turk, and his friends.
When
and
was
family.
this?
And that is something that I have to live with and something that I am deeply sorry for.
2007.
I'm also sorry that I've let the people of
How
San
long has he been governor?
No, he was mayor of San Fran at the time.
Oh,
Yeah,
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Francisco down. They expect a lot of their mayor, and my personal lapse of judgment aside, I am committed to restoring their trust and confidence, and will work very hard in the upcoming months to make sure that the business of running the city is framed appropriately. I also want to extend a personal
that's a full
apology to everyone in our administration, to my staff that I just met with, to my friends and my family members. I am deeply sorry.
Did he step down?
I don't think so. No, he just apologized.
Did it end his political career?
That's funny. Yeah,
that's
no.
back when Kamala was AG of in California, like locking up people like black kids for minor pot infractions and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
I
What a
think
joke.
I would rather anyone be president than Kamala Harris. But you know, a lot of these people in these chats are like, I'll do a story about how like someone threatened Biden's life or like he's sick, and they're like God willing. I'm like, listen, you haven't thought this through. You're saying you want Kamala Harris to be president. She's way worse than Biden, dude.
Biden's being run by somebody.
So would
Like,
Kamala. There's
yeah.
not one thing that's true about Biden that wouldn't also be true about Kamala, but worse. You get her stupid face, her stupid laugh. She's louder than look,
I think she would be worse, absolutely, because she's way woker.
dude, and like
Way
the thing
woker
is
than him.
that like I've said this before that the next generation is gonna be like at least Newsom, Biden, even to a certain extent like Hillary Clinton, are like at least they're like old school American white criminals. Like you know, like there's something
Like
about
mafia
like,
dons.
yeah, like Biden's kind of like a Chad in his own way. He's kind of like in his own way. He has no shame. He just will go up and like sniff a kid. And I'm not saying this is good. That's like, but like the next like this POC women thing that's coming, the Kamalas, the AOCs, you're gonna be praying for Biden to be president.
Do you see like Biden like running like halfway across like the auditorium, like sniffs some like 5-year-old?
Can I see it? I have seen it. There's compilations out there. Yeah, at least they're like kind of like these old school like white Americans.
Super corrupt and super criminal.
Corrupt. Oh yeah, and that's why they hate it.
I would almost rather be under control of super corruption than super wokeism. There's nothing more disgusting than super wokeism.
POC nightmare, like social sciences nightmare that's coming our way in like 15 years is gonna be. It's gonna be Ilhan Omar, Kamala Harris. It's gonna be a bunch of these woman-splaining, you know, hey, I don't know. I usually I swear more than this. So like I could be way.
You got the
more
filter on.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think all this stuff is going to collapse, especially with like all like the LGBTQIR 2A++, like whatever it is now. All that stuff is going to collapse, and it's just a miraculous way. I think it all has 8 years left.
You know how Biden just like they welcomed that like trans person.
Oh,
into the White
Dylan
House?
something?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another difference. Biden, when he's agreeing with what that person is saying, he doesn't mean it. He doesn't believe in that stuff.
He didn't get it. He didn't
Like,
care.
The crop that we have coming our way now, they 100% believe it. They buy into it. And I would,
But I had liberals on the West Coast like texting me because they knew I wasn't like on the game plan with everything, telling me about how frustrated they are. Like one said, like if being a woman is optional, what point is there to being a woman? And like they really are bothered by all this stuff. But you're not allowed to get online out there, especially in the industry.
See, this is why I blame these people, because then you just gotta quit your job and become right wing, and they're not.
Yeah.
They're not. This is what I'm saying about the black people, about the Hispanics. About the lefties you're talking about. If they're not going to switch sides, then that anecdote is useless. There's no reason for me, like you've said before, that you have like a bunch of old friends that are like fed up with MSNBC, fed up with CNN, and they're saying these things to you. But are they going to become right wingers?
That Overton window
You
moves
think so?
slow.
I mean, I hope so.
It moves
hope
slow.
so.
It's moving. It moves slow.
You're very optimistic, PJ. It's what I like
Hey,
about
what
you.
else do you have?
Yeah,
Wait,
I mean,
my only other option is to move to Budapest.
I don't know. I see. I found a way to do it. I'm not leaving. I'm just going to become more like this. That's what I'm going to do, and for better or worse. But I'm just going to become more like this, and I probably will be in a camp one day. It says this is.
I need you to say you like AOC.
Yeah, like no. It says 404 message on this.
I have not made that formal decision, but it's my intention. My intention to run again. And we have time to make that decision.
Dr. Biden is for it.
That's so good.
Mr. President. Oh,
Dr. Biden thinks that My wife thinks that I
Oh my god. Yeah. Press any key to restart the current program.
Reboot it.
Reboot. See, this is what I'm saying about the not the B types, man.
Not the
They
B,
are not on
not
board
the
with
B
Trump,
types.
dude.
They're super pro DeSantis. They don't like Trump at all. And like, I've been on their boards and like I'll flame out on them. Like, dude, I just don't trust him.
No, and he's not. He doesn't piss the right people off.
Right. Yeah.
And Trump is very good at that.
He like the establishment kind of like warms up to him. Like that, there's nothing good about
people
that.
love him. Yeah, I mean, Joe, as a proud conservative Republican, I gotta admit that one of the. Hold on, let's see. Can you read it? Okay. All right, okay, let's try it. We're gonna try to read these at the same time. All right, ready, go. Joe. As a proud conservative Republican, I gotta admit that you're one of the greatest presidents we've ever had. You built back better after 4 years of Trumpian darkness, the worst period in human history, and you're leading us to a shining city on a hill. Onwards to 2024. And there's 80 of us, like all of us. Joe, as a proud.
What about the Ukrainian flag?
Yeah, there's like with every 3 words, like you PJ gets cloned and then I get cloned, and Joe, as a proud conservative Republican, I gotta.
We just keep like turning into like more NPC characters.
More of us keep multiplying. Yeah, Joe, that was good. Happy birthday to our great president.
and happy birthday to our great president. We know your mom's always with you. And happy birthday to our great.
His downfall has happened, like mental public downfall has happened so fast. You go look at videos of him like during like whatever little campaign he did back then. But it's pretty different.
You think so? I mean,
I still think they were like juicing him up with something. There's some dementia drugs that you can take that you can't. The more you take them, it does make you better, but it's a temporary effect, and it really makes everything worse. And I feel like they juiced him up too much.
Do you think he's going to make it all 4 years? Do you know about our poll? We haven't done it in a while. Let me go over to this document real fast.
Oh, I can answer that right now. The nanosecond that they feel that they're going to lose power, he's gone by any means necessary.
So we've brought this up on air before, and we can't update it for a while, but on the day of Biden's inauguration, we went through, we guessed how long Biden would be in office, and we can't update it for another like 3 months now because Seawall's next. I think he's going to make it the full time. So Post Jazz said 2 full terms, and Aimless, Chilaga, and Arms said 1 full term. And then so if they win, I have to write you a 2-minute song. But do you know what you would have said on January 20th, 2021?
I like that. I think next year, coming up in like in a couple months, I think it's going to be like either they convince him to step down or he's gone.
You don't think he'll run? You don't think he'll run in 2024?
I think he thinks he's going to.
No, I'm saying, in fact, do you think he's going to run?
I think he will not be running in 24.
Or they'll just freeze him out. Like, he will run, and thus becoming like a rogue actor, and they'll just blackball him. You know, yeah, something like that. Yeah, he won't be the Democrat nominee, is what you're saying.
Well, I think like the most cordial scenario is that they run a primary against him.
Yeah.
With Kamala.
Yeah.
Or with Captain Hair Gel.
I love Venn diagrams.
See, like, I will take Biden over this all day, dude.
I have to agree with you.
I'll take Hillary Clinton over this. I would rather have Hillary Clinton as our president than Kamala Harris. Yeah, I know, and that's no comment on whether I hate Hillary Clinton.
There's just like a level of stupid that my brain boils like watching something like this.
Yeah,
of Venn diagrams. I really do.
You've never seen a Venn diagram.
You want this every day? You want this over every day. You're like,
I really do. I love Venn diagrams. It's just something about those three circles and the analysis about where there is the intersection, right?
At this point, you're
people
like you're sitting in like your team meeting at like the corporation and just brought in a new CEO, and you're like, oh man, we are screwed.
you know what's
There's
funny?
no way we're making this.
You know, it's like a lot. It's really a lot of it's not what she says; it's how she says it. Because if you read this
Yes.
quote, it doesn't. You could read this as a different name and it makes sense. I love Venn diagrams. I really do. I love Venn diagrams. They're the best. It's just something about those three circles and the analysis with it. like Trump could say this and be like, "Yo, me too. Like, I like him too." Hillary has a new viral video warning people that right-wing extremists
This is
literally
nuts.
have this again. Yeah, this again.
Hello, Indivisibles. I'm here to
I
Who are
changed
the
my mind.
Indivisibles?
I changed my mind.
You can't do
I
this.
want Kamala. I'm just kidding. All right.
highlight something that.
Who are
is
the
keeping me
Indivisibles?
I don't know, dude. I mean, it's like it
Never.
brings to me like the opposite of the deplorables,
Up
right?
at night. And I know this group really understands what I'm about to say. I know we're all focused on the 2022 midterm elections, and they are incredibly important. But we also have to look ahead, because you know what? Our opponents certainly
It
are.
smells like winning. that like why are they doing all this? Like I feel like things are going in the right direction. That's what I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
I hope. See, the thing is that like I hope you're right. It's just the control that they have over the non-government institutions is crazy, dude. Like they keep pumping out people out of college. Like going to college in the mainstream is still viewed as a good thing for most people to do, and they're getting brainwashed there. They're getting brainwashed starting like 4th and 5th grade in all schools.
Yeah.
And it's like every entertainment, every social media,
TikTok.
It's every like non-government organization too. There's very few like right-wing think tanks or like activist groups.
And our like tax dollars good pumped straight into them.
Yeah.
Like it's so frustrating.
To me, that's the thing where it's like I don't. When I talk, like it seems like a lot of the evidence that you have is like people you talk to.
Yeah.
And that's a good. That's like icing, but like my problem's not with the icing, it's with the cake. Like the cake is what I just described, where like the type of no amount of numbers that someone could give, like say that you and yours talk to, let's give you something big, 100 people a week. Okay. And like you're friends with 10 people, and each of you talk to 100 different people a week. Okay, that's 1,000 people a week. Okay, that pales in comparison to like these videos and stuff that they get millions of hits every single day. And so, how are we gonna like that? What you're saying is we will have more allies than we think. But what I hear is that like until the institutions change, or what I think is until the institutions change, then I
think like the coming years to see like the research. I think we're going to see a resurgence of like homeschooling that we've never seen before. That's going to be putting like schools out of business.
Beautiful. I would
awesome.
love to see that.
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
I think it's that kind of stuff that we're going to start seeing. Like a lot of those grassroots start taking hold, and we'll really start seeing like where our kind of like era of influence really is.
I hope so. Look, man, between me and you.
No one distrusts the media. This country has never trusted the media less than it does right now.
Yeah. I mean, look, like between me and you, I hope that you're more correct than I am. I think I'm more correct
pessimistic.
than you. Like I find myself to be realistic. I actually have to be, I have to fight to be this optimistic, actually. Like it's a fight in my own life to like not like, yeah. So I'm pessimistic. Like I just try to be real. Like what I try to do is evaluate the way that I see it. And if that ends up being very negative, I'm negative. Not because pessimistic implies more negative than you should be. And optimistic implies more positive than you should be. But what I just call myself negative. Because I do have a negative outlook of our institutions, but it doesn't mean we can't win, and it doesn't mean like I don't know because I don't talk.
They've never the party's never had more volunteers.
Yeah.
And like everyone, like if whoever's listening, like if you're not doing something, get up and do something. Like
there we go.
It's ridiculous. But like there is a lot of they've never had more engagement, and this is the stuff that when I'm have talked to people at the party, this is what they talk about. They feel
you're more involved than I am. Like this is how I'm involved. Is I'm doing media stuff most of my days, but you actually work in local politics. So that's good, man. But you also work in one of the most red counties. So it's like, so that's, anyway, finish what you're saying though. Yeah. Sorry about that.
But I felt like the seeing, and like I have friends and family and stuff like that I use as kind of like barometers. So like where everything, and like hearing those certain barometers start asking questions and start like sending me text messages because they know that I'm not on the program and that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, because I look at them and go like, how many people does this barometer kind of represent? And like, especially like in California and stuff like that. And things look great. I think that it's going to be the next two elections are going to be very steadfast in like what direction we end up going in.
Like, so you're saying next two as in like a week from tomorrow in 2024?
Yes.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, I mean, did you do early voting? Or
nope.
Are you going to just do it that day?
Game day only.
Yeah, game day. Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
Our numbers came in from Tennessee has a weird election, so we do stage elections. We have we vote 3 times this year. So we have local primaries. We voted for local elections and national primaries. And then November 8th, we're about to do like the general election. But our last election was in August, and they got outvoted 10-1, and which is a record. So things are looking up here. Things are looking good.
Yeah. Let me show you. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, so like I spend most of my time looking at like the big picture, and like usually that comes off as like elitist or whatever, but it's neither good nor bad because like why should I care about the big picture more than like my hometown? I probably shouldn't, right? I mean, what's going to affect us more is around here.
Well, and like I think blue states are getting bluer because red people are leaving. I think red states are getting redder because blue voters are leaving. Like. Which I want to see the country split. Like I want to see. There's no point in trying to live with people who, if ready to put a proverbial gun to your head and say you shall obey us or else because we know better than you. There's no point in trying to live with those people.
Yeah, that's an interesting point because like I do like want to force people to do stuff, right? We've covered this before, but I would. I have no desire to do that. It's almost like they are doing it to us. We should do it to them in order to force some sort of resolution. And if
there will be a resolution at the end of all this.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
it depends on like if you don't want to live in that world, get off your butt and start working and do something.
Yeah. So let me show you what PJ's being for Halloween. Today's Halloween, obviously. So we got I'm not gonna even read it. You guys are looking at it. Yeah, I'm not gonna read some of this stuff out loud. But Home Invader includes many things. Berkeley stands against hate, so that's what PJ will be dressing up as later. He's gonna be.
They got the beard perfect. I really appreciate that. I do recommend like the video of them, like the FBI like they went to the house and started interviewing people, and it's pretty amazing.
Really. This is findable on here?
Yep.
The FBI. Okay, so
the FBI went to David's house and started trying to. They didn't kick down his door, but it's pretty. Watch that video and tell me that that's right wingers.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'll stick a fork in it for tomorrow because we're talking about it. Is it this one? Let's see, it's not up on the screen right now, but
there's
this video.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a couple more minutes. Let's watch it. Why not? Let's see.
No, I mean, so what did you guys want to talk about? Move over to the side. We don't care about anything else,
dude.
Wait till I think the guy in the house is going to come out and start talking. It's amazing. It's just ridiculous. Oh my God, FBI is here. Can someone like come out and talk to him?
I mean,
Total Trumpers.
I mean, there's a bazillion news reporters knocking on our door.
He's like slurring his words.
So this is the house of the guy that supposedly broke into Nancy Pelosi's house to beat her husband.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they want to come talk to
And this is how they're being treated.
Yeah, true.
There's
Yeah.
a button on there. You can just be able to pull the thing.
This right here?
This guy's on drugs.
Oh yeah, they're super high. Whole house is. So this is they went and talked to the neighbors, and this is a well-known like hippie nudist commune in the neighborhood that everyone's very well aware of that's going on.
So they show up with mostly like they're showing.
That's
up
the
with
FBI right
their
there.
Soft team. They're not going in with their hard team. They're going with their.
Those 4 people right there are FBI.
Oh man.
That's what's going on. How many rifles do you see there?
Yeah, they rolled up in my mom's house with like 25 people, dude.
So we're to investigate a non-crime that happened.
Oh, they got like a commune bus right there on the left.
Oh yeah.
Like a.
Yeah, one of the reporters actually tried to report stuff, and they were here, and there's like 4 or 5 of these videos. That's pretty fascinating to watch what happens here.
Maybe I'll try to find the full thing.
That's media. She doesn't realize that those are FBI, and then they're like, you need to get on the other side of the fence.
Are you not reporters?
No, just go away, reporters.
Reporters, go away.
Go away.
This is the FBI.
For real?
Yeah, no joke.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
That's what I was talking about today with I never thought that I would be like I always thought I was going to be about average, a little smarter than average intelligence my whole life. And the more I look at this society, I'm like really smart. And that has nothing to do with me. This is like probably this journalist, you see this dumb look on her face. When like she's probably educated at like a really good school. She probably has like accolade degrees, and she's like,
FBI.
For real?
Oh, for real? Oh, like,
Yeah, no joke.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, I like go back and watch Idiocracy, and I feel like that movie is becoming
I saw it
so.
for the first time a month and a half ago.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
I'd never seen it. We watched it on air, and I'd never seen it. Yeah, it's becoming real, man.
It's pretty clairvoyant.
Yeah. Yeah, she's probably like a Berkeley graduate, Katie. Exactly. Look at that filthy bus.
I mean, I don't know. Why don't you just
Totally not Antifa. Again, make this make sense. No part of this story makes any sense.
What an op, dude. That is just a straight up op. I wonder if you are able to find the full thing, you can send me at some point. But
Oh,
you said
awesome.
it's like
Yeah.
a
Maybe
four-part
stitch
series.
it together or something.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. You can send me it. Yeah, that's my
Awesome.
job. Yeah. Sweet, dude. Well, we just did about an hour and 45 minutes. So yeah, let's talk for a couple minutes about the upcoming elections, and then we'll get out of here. So are you volunteering at all? Like on?
I put my papers in but from what the party says is like they're totally like I mean Tennessee sounds like they're full of never have had as many volunteers. So
Okay, cool.
I'm waiting to get a call. Hopefully I'll be volunteering. But if not, game day vote. And,
Yeah. You gonna go early? You gonna go like in the morning or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
We probably vote, not to like say addresses or whatever, but we probably vote at the same place. Are you up here?
No.
Okay.
I vote at the at that elementary school, and you I think vote at the at that tech center.
Really?
I think so.
I think I'm at the elementary school, man.
Oh,
I'm
maybe.
pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And is it the same for all 3 elections? Like what
Yes.
it was? Yeah, we're at the same spot.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
We should
Okay.
go together. That'd be interesting, man.
Dope.
Hey, I voted. So that's cool. But I don't really know. You know, the thing is about being so like such like a radical or whatever. It's like I don't need to do that much research. I just got to look at their stances and vote for the further right of the Republican. I'm never gonna vote for a Democrat. So I just, but like our Is Harshbark
our county is so red.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough actual like people who actually qualified to be on the ballot on the D from the Democrats.
Yeah.
I think there was only 2 Democrats that even qualified to be put on the ballot for all 3 elections.
Yeah, I mean, and so our sheriff, he didn't even he's already the sheriff.
He's the sheriff right now.
Yeah, because he was like basically unopposed.
No, he ran against a couple independents.
Okay,
in the last sheriff, which was he sucked. But he's already a sheriff right now.
Yeah.
But I think there's only 2 Democrats on the national election that's coming up, and I think they're just going to get wiped out.
Is that one lady running? Is she
Harshbarger?
Yeah, is she running? Yeah, she is. Okay,
She's
cool.
going. She has a Democrat opponent, and then our state senator has like her governor, of course.
What's her name? Blackburn? Is that the senator?
No. The state senator.
Oh, state senator. Okay, gotcha.
Or Crow.
Yeah, and Bill Lee is he's running, of course.
But they're all very highly well liked. So
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But vote.
William Byron Lee.
Anyone who keeps saying that you're going to stick it to Republicans by not voting for whatever reason, you're an idiot. This is the only chance, like the only boy, like
It's the only thing that you. There were a couple ones in 2020 that I agreed with, but I didn't agree with the people that were like, don't vote at all. I don't agree with that. But there were a couple. I don't remember who they were, but there were a couple specific races in 2020 that I thought it made sense to
like protest, not vote.
Yeah, but I don't remember who they were. So yeah, I mean, I don't. It's on the tip of my tongue, kind of, but I can also tell I'm not going to find it. So you're going to vote on Tuesday, and you were thinking about running, right? But you had to like live here for 3 elections or something like that.
Yeah, this I did not know. So it is state law in the state of Tennessee for both parties that both parties can only candidates can only use the banner of that party for bona fide candidates. That's the actual wording in the law.
Really?
So what the state GOP has said is like you need to stay here in the state for 3 elections, but I volunteer for the party and stuff like that, and like
Right.
I've had the committee people have already reached out and said, yeah, if you want to run, we'll qualify you.
Okay.
They will qualify you if they think that you're a bona fide candidate. So it's
so
not
bona fide mean like they say you're bona fide.
Yes.
Like that has to have like their approval. Okay.
They could get in trouble if you're not. Like the way that the law is very strict. The law is very strict.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe I should look into that. Not into running. I think that'd probably be worse for the party. You just dig up my internet history. Good thing both of my Twitters are scrubbed though, because a lot of the spiciness, a lot of the spicy stuff was on that. Let me give you guys some links. Frank's gonna give you guys some links in the chat. So I just put PJ's Truth Social on there. Please follow PJ on Truth. And please follow me over on Odyssey. We're very close to 200 followers, so I'm trying to hit that milestone. Frank is in the chat right now. He's telling you to follow the people. Anything else you want to plug? Just Truth Social? Anything you want to promote?
Yeah, Truth Getter. Like I depending on like how the election goes, I'm gonna start like getting involved and like start putting some stuff out. Might gonna be writing more and stuff like that. So
is it still Paul Jacob Evans
Yeah.
on Getter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't. Wait, Getter. Is it Paul Jacob Evans? Right?
Yeah.
But, I can't find you. But I'll put it in the show description. I want you to get a couple
it's the
followers.
same hand at Paul Jacob Evans, all one word.
But I'm not signed in, so I don't know. I just put it in the actual, so getter.com, Paul Jacob Evans. I can't find it, but I'm not signed in, so that might be the thing. But make sure you follow the guy over there on Truth Social. Good friend, IRL friend, which is interesting. This is our first IRL guest on Correct Wing Weekly. Usually I'll have a person on or I'll just do my own thing. But yeah, there's a first time in-house. I forgot Getter was a thing. You like JD Vance? Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, Blake Masters.
I'm very worried about what's going on in Arizona. I think that it's all great candidates, and I'm really worried that,
Yeah.
I really want
the corruption.
Yeah.
Like it's.
But it could be it looks like it could be a clean sweep, and that's I don't think it could be any better out there right now.
Yeah, cool. Awesome, man. Well, I think we're going to shut things down. Thanks so much for coming on, man. This is fun. Happy to have you on another time. Follow them on Truth. Usually the people I have on have more things to plug, but a lot of people here are on Truth Social and stuff like that. So I don't know. Wave goodbye to PJ Evans. I'm going to do a little outro right here, and then we'll shut it down. Love you guys so much. Correct Room Weekly, 5 p.m. on Mondays on Let's Be Frank and the Last American Pubcast, but the replays go only over to Last American Pubcast. So if you try to click this link in a little bit, it's not going to be there, but it'll always be on Last American Pubcast, and it'll also be uploaded as a podcast on Call Me Ignorant. So see you guys when I see you. Have a great week. See you next time. I stream on YouTube and Odyssey 11 a.m. every single weekday, but please follow my Odyssey. Frank is in the chat one more time reminding you to please follow me on Odyssey. We're so close to 200 followers, trying to plug that a little bit. 11 a.m. Daily Ignoramus in the one true time zone, Eastern Time, USA. Have a good one, everybody. See you when I see you. God bless. See ya.